Wow, a year ago today at the Pinnacle Athletic Complex, we had so much snow we had to roll it. The shovels weren't even working. It was so cold. We had so much snow. What a difference a year makes. Today is 80 degrees. It's 90 degrees on the turf. Just completely different matchup here today. Hi, welcome. My name is Betsy Bash. I'm in for Emily Brixey in the booth.
I'm Sandy Brown, in for Emily Harrell.
Not related. Thank you so much for joining us. So excited about the game. Sandy, tell us about what you're looking for the keys for the Colorado Alpenglow today.
For the Alpenglow, they are looking to minimize their unforced errors, and at the end of each quarter, make sure to maintain possession until that clock runs out, and they can ideally score, but looking to not give it back to their team. How about for Arizona?
I think for the Sidewinders, they really want to maintain offensive possession as long as possible, like really not give Colorado the opportunity to take the disc back and keep everybody healthy on that hot turf. I think one of the players that I'm really looking forward to seeing today is Alex Goldstein on the Sidewinders. Even though this is her rookie year, she is a Las Vegas phenom. She's been a practice player for the last 2 years. Her first step is so explosive and can really pick those discs up off the turf. How about you? Who are you looking for the Alpenglow?
Sure. On the Alpenglow side of things, looking to watch Rina Kawabata, a rookie on the Alpenglow, but a tenured veteran in the Colorado Ultimate scene and on the national scene, has been super instrumental for the Alpenglow's O-line this season, both on offense and when they've turned the disc, Rina's been able to help get that back for them. So really excited to watch Rina cook.
Absolutely. That's so fascinating that both of our players to watch are both rookies and veterans at the same time. What a game that we have for you. We are going to take a break. Thank you so much for joining us. When we come back, we're going to start lineups and get this game started.
Let's go.
We're Tire Rack. We test tires to provide you with truth, transparency, and unbiased recommendations. We're Tire Rack. We stock over 1 million tires to ensure we have what you need. We're Tire Rack. We work hard to ship your tires fast and free. We're Tire Rack. We offer convenient installation options to keep you moving forward. We do all this for one reason. Tires matter. TireRack.com. The way tire buying should be.
Ultimate Camp is awesome. It's probably the best thing ever. I thought that I was going to throw my best frisbee throw ever, and that actually did happen. So I think frisbee is awesome.
And we're back. Thanks for having us. Captains are getting set up here. We just had a moment of cheer for Greta Dietrich, one of our biggest Alpenglow fans that unfortunately we lost at the end of last year. The whole field was just filled with the cheers. We know that Greta would not want a moment of silence, but would want cheers to go to the heavens for sure. So we are going to miss her today. And let's see what happens with the flip.
All right. There we go. Alpenglow getting fired up here. I can't wait. I'm excited.
This is great. So we got just about under a minute for game to start here. It is a hot day today. We definitely want to keep everybody healthy. Sandy, I wonder if the game's going to go on, if the game's actually going to go a little slower because of, some people getting warm here. As we said, Arizona is really going to want to possess the disc on offense. They have an outstanding handling line here. They're going to want to stretch the field and keep the disc in their possession as long as possible.
100%. Onto the Alpenglow, their keys to the game, minimizing unforced errors, so really just locking in throws and catches, and possessing the disc at the end of quarters. In these pro games with a timer, a little bit different than the club games, so really key to hold that disc all the way to the end there, and then either ideally score or not let the other team score. But yeah, looks like Alpenglow is going to be pulling here, starting on defense in the north end zone. So we got Eccles out there getting the call down. Excited to see what scheme these guys run. So, yeah.
Absolutely. It'll be really interesting to see if the wind picks up here too. Especially we've got this interesting block, from the booth, and then we've got some kind of tunnel wind that comes in as well. So I feel like I can see a little bit of wind out there, but the wind can definitely change throughout the game can change the way that it impacts people, the way that the teams play the game here too.
100%. This field here, right, adjacent to beautiful I-25, gets a lot of gusty winds here. Even if it's not windy really out, there's going to be wind blowing all over the place. So yeah, we'll see how the teams can handle that here. Looks like Veldman is got the disc for the first pull of the game. Sidewinders starting on offense here, and here we go, baby. Let's go.
Absolutely. Excited for a big pull here from Veldman to start the game. All right, and we're off, Sandy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see. That looks like it's going to stay in bounds for Kay Powell to pick up to Paige Applegate in the center. We've got Aaron Donahue breaking out in the backfield. Looks like Arizona's got we got a turnover here. We've got Rory Veldman picking up the disc, breaking to Hannah Mimak. We've got Facet Carmen here coming for the under. All right, we're really hanging out in just this one little piece of the field here right now. Let's see if anybody can break anything open. Ooh, Bristol Lavoie, visionary here.
Oh, great grab.
Rory Veldman comes down with an incredible grab and yet has the patience to flip it up to Facet Carmen. We've got our first score of the game here with a turn. What do you think just happened here, Sandy?
Nice opening set there by Alpenglow. Bit of a good lane sag to start that point, forcing that first thrower to have to look to reset, and the swing went a little wide. So good patient looks there by the Alpenglow. Finished off by a nice score by Facet Carmen there.
Gosh,
great grab by Veldman here too.
Oh my goodness! Look at that full extension. I mean, that cross-field throw from Bristol there.
Visionary.
Oh my goodness. That had to have been a high stall count too.
We'd like to think so, yeah. Classic Robin Facet Carmen spike there. Patented really at this point. So.
Yeah, I mean everybody wants it.
It's a good one.
Absolutely.
All right, we got D-line 2 here for the Alpenglow. Sarah Pesch, Grace Brown, Shayna Brock, Ellie Smith, Danny Tran, Macy Lang, and Rachel Stockdale down there. Looks like Shayna's on the pull, coming back.
What a fascinating choice.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Boom.
All right, that's for yards there. All right, we've got Arizona coming down. Paige is definitely charging for that disc there. Centers to Powell. See if they see Chip open on the far side to Pisani, who is just a dynamic cutter for the Sidewinders. Chip lets it go. We've got two people in the end zone for Arizona, and Melissa Dunn comes down with it. Rachel Stockdale is down there with kind of her own little sandwich there.
Yeah, close play there. Nice grab by Dunn there to reel that in. Good shot by Chang. I like the pressure from Alpenglow. I think Alpenglow, you're going to take that every time. Pretty close contested huck, but good spot by the Sidewinders there.
Absolutely. I mean, Melissa Dunn just really has great possession there. Stockdale makes her move early, and Dunn just lets it come down to her.
Yeah, it's a nice box out there.
Absolutely.
Veteran player.
Those were two visionary throws there, back to back.
Visionary. Yeah, we got the throwers dealing out here up at Pinnacle so far.
Maybe that was going to be the keys to the game. Actually, was visionary throws. We didn't use that in our.
The keys will always adjust as the game goes on. So we'll see who can keep completing this.
I mean, we are just over a minute in, and it is 1-1.
It's true.
Aragon in for the pull to Alpenglow. Heck picking up to Nelson. Nelson looking. Thorpe on the side. All right, Dixon coming under. Great cut back for Levin. Break to Ito. Ito looking. Oh, another visionary.
Clinical stuff there by the Glow.
Just that IO float, just tapping that in and letting Levin just run right onto it.
Really nice shot by Ito there up to Levin. Two veteran just studs for the Glow. So like in the first of offensive possession there for the Glow. Good stuff.
Yeah, those were both, like, that was a very clean point there.
True.
You know, just really sets that up. I mean, aside from the one turn we've seen, you know, to start the first point, it's been a clean game so far.
Clean game. Yeah. Slev there on the catch there out of Texas, travel player for the Alpenglow. So really, really awesome downfield cutter for any younger players or just players in general. Great person to watch to watch how to cook downfield. So yeah, here we go. Veldman on the pull for the Glow, up 2-1. Here comes Rory. Laser beam. Looks like it'll hang in.
Going right to Powell. Powell centers to. Just lost track of my thoughts. Sorry, everybody.
All good.
All right, we got Pisani. We've got Dunn breaking free. Oh no, just miscommunication. Yeah.
Got Mimak picking up the disc here. Banis is her reset.
We've got Stetmeyer here on the disc.
Good swinging by Glow here off the sideline.
Absolutely, Chip seals it. Oh, nice run up there. Looked like a little bit of a hesitation there in that throw. All right, we've got Melissa to Chip. Chip looking for an out here. Kay coming around. Andrews makes her mark, but has to get back up. All right, we got a breakthrough here for Sunny Harris, all alone. And just a push pass to Pisani for the score.
Yeah, nice job by the Sidewinders, just grinding up that open side. Good resilience getting that disc back. I think it's key for both teams here after turns to really just not hang the head and just right back on D, that quick mental shift. It's easier said than done, but a very important part of playing the game of Ultimate Frisbee. So.
Also, were there 2 push passes on that?
I think so,
on that point?
I might need to wind that back, but it looks like the assist there was a nice, cheeky little push pass to the spot.
I think that's what that was, yeah.
It's a tough spot to defend that. Right on the goal line, just power cutting to that cone there. You know, as a defender, you want to take away that open side there, but if you overcommit, you leave the break side, let that break window open a little bit. So good job by Sidewinder to punch that one in here.
Got Aragon here on the pull. Sending it down, still hanging. May gonna pick that up. Centered up Nelson. Nelson looking, we got lots of people cutting deep. Abby Thorpe cutting under.
Oh, didn't like that one.
Got Dixon coming through. And we've got Kawabata cutting deep. It's hanging.
Nice grab.
Hey, that's our player of the game right there.
That's the Reno we know and love, baby. Oh, going up early for that one. Strong grab there. Nice shot by Dixon down the line. Damn, Alpenglow offense just cooking with gas right now.
We're really hanging out on this part of the field here.
Yeah, they're benefiting us announcers on the side. Yep, right, playing on our near sideline here. Great grab by Kawabata there, going up early. Good pressure by Thomas, too, right there. So,
yeah. It is really helpful when all the plays happen right in front of the booth, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's helpful for everyone, you know? Like all the fans, everyone. Like Colorado and Arizona, thanks for hanging out over here. We really appreciate it. All right, looks like we got Veldman on the pull again.
Nice.
Let's see what they come down with.
Yeah, I've been watching. Alpenglow have been coming down in these games in a mix of some zone sets and person sets. So we'll see if I think they've been mostly person so far. We'll see if they pull out some of this zone look to start. Ooh, just on the line. Observer calls it out.
Got Applegate picking up.
Applegate is a player that I'm watching for sure. Long time veteran. Played Molly Brown for multiple seasons and has been a staple of this league. So really dominant handler. I think this is her first game this season. So excited to see what she can do out there.
Coming back, so excited for Applegate to come back. You know, from Colorado. So very comfortable playing here.
Looks like we're flick here for Glow. Got a nice little open side lane sag. Brock with a nice around mark. Chip Chang directing traffic.
Getting that break off to Dunn there. Looks like we had Goldstein open under for a second. And we have got a call.
Got a call. Might be something downfield or a fast count maybe. I think it's a fast count. Smith not contesting.
Maybe it was just like someone said things and we didn't know what what was said. I think that's also a call. K around. Stepmeyer to Dunn. We've got Goldstein streaking deep. It's hanging. She's going for it. She's got it.
There we go. Second player to watch. Goldstein with a fantastic layout grab in the end zone there.
Absolutely.
Love that play. Way to lock in with two hands there.
Dunn really floated that up. You know, I think it looked like the defender was just looking back for just a second to see. Yeah. And then nice full extension there for Alex Goldstein.
Nice. Yeah, great little soft, kind of that throw started with a nice soft OI edge, kind of flattening out there. It's a good throw to hang up there nicely for the receiver. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've had a lot of floating scores too. You know, a lot of, you know, it looks like, you know, our assist leaders are out there just like floating that disc up there so everyone can run onto it.
Don't make the play.
We've got Aragon here for the pull. Got Heck picking up. Centering to Nelson. Looks like looked like a zone for a second, but they were just getting themselves together. Thorpe with a high throw to Dixon. Back to Thorpe. Back to Levin. Levin with nobody on for D. Dixon looking for somebody to break free. Goes to Nelson in this corner again.
Great swing cut by Hecht.
Both Heck and... Oh, wow, what a grab from Caroline O'Connell.
Interesting, a stoppage, something being discussed on the throw, and I think there may be a call downfield as well.
It looks like whatever was happening, that
Looks like it's going to be Sidewinders disc here.
That turn will stay. Caroline O'Connell with disc. Helen Eifert. Wow, that's two grabs in a row from O'Connell.
Sidewinders working it well up the field here. Eifert takes a shot, just a bit too far, but
too much. Saw it. The cut was there.
Cut was there?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was Hannah Heaton that was wide open there. Just, you know, that was a tough throw. That would have been a tough one to catch up with. That's a Cody Lippincott Sports Center. All right, we've got Nelson to Abby Thorpe. We've got Thorpe spreading the field for Dixon.
Oh! Wow. Sorry to the listeners, I may have yelled a little bit on the mic there, but you can't holster this emotion when you have layouts like that from Dixon. Beautiful, just two throws scored, working all the way down the field by the glow there. Great shot by Nelson to start that off there, and then Thorpe with a good shot. That's a trash point right there. Mile High Trash fans got to be just jumping off their couches from that connection there.
Let's see, we've got that throw there, and then we've got this throw here from Abby Thorpe, just laying it all out there. Dixon goes full extension to go get that disc.
Dixon might be feeling that one in the morning tomorrow, but hey, that's a sick shot.
You know, and then that's another super floaty disc, you know, that was thrown. It looked like that just dropped, you know, pretty fast, and then Dixon just had to go out and get it.
That's an all-effort play right there.
All right, we got Facet Carmen here on the pull, who prefers to go by fastest Carmen. All right, the pull is up. It looks like we are finally on the other side of the field. Chip Chang fielding to Applegate.
Shot goes up.
Shot goes up.
A little bit of missed timing on that cut, but nice pressure by Banis to break that up too.
Yeah, it looked like maybe there was just like a miscommunication there. Hey, I'm going under. I thought you were going to go deep. Banis, break. Back to Facet Carmen. Back to Bristol Lavoie. Nice pickup by Banis. Bristol Lavoie back. We've got Megan Maxfield all alone. Really stretching the field. All right, we got Stockdale open. Looking for a reset. Back to Banis. Looking at Mimak. Still looking at Mimac. Back to Banis.
Good patient offense by
Back to Andrews.
Glow here.
Back to Facet Carmen. Lavoie breaks open. It's holding, and she pulls it down.
Woo! There we go. Another break for the Glow there. Facet Carmen to Lavoie. Nice touch shot by Facet Carmen there, finding a receiver. Back shoulder fade action on that one. Yeah, love that spot by Robin. And Lavoie's been having a bit of a breakout season. Just, been grinding out there, getting open for days. Really excited to see Bristol's game level up this year. So yeah.
Absolutely, Bristol's just looking so confident out there. I just love this continuation. Sandy, what do you think the impact was of the Alpenglow just moving it back and forth over the field there?
Yeah, that was a fantastic offensive sequence from the Glow. They worked it from all the way to one side to the other, being aggressive enough to look for stuff downfield, but checking it down when that stall count gets higher. We all know that the 7-second stall count in the WUL comes up on you fast, so you got to make quick decisions with the disc out there. So, yeah, good stuff.
Sure does. We got Veldman with the pull. Looks like we got Harris picking up to Aragon. All right, to Doyle. Doyle, who can cut and throw. Oh, I wanted that scuba from Aragon.
Alpenglow and a bit Aragon of a junk again. Here. Yeah.
Harris on the sideline.
Nice mark by Lang there, disrupting that continuation.
Nice. We've got Doyle on the far side now.
The zone, looks like to be a force middle marking zone scheme. And there we go. That's the pressure from that front three right there, causing that turn. Let's see if Glow kind of picking up quick here.
Up to Tran. Oh, we've got Ellie Smith all alone.
Oh, come on, Ellie.
Oh.
Yeah, we like to look.
Down with it. Ellie Smith, also from Arizona. So I'm so excited to have her rookie season be on Alpenglow this year. Looks like we're in that same defensive set there, Sandy.
Yes, there we go.
Jameson to Doyle to Dunn.
This is a very good containing zone, so these marks are less concerned with the very lateral passes not gaining much yards, but the marks are able to prevent the real chunkers downfield. So, this is a good zone by Glow so far here.
That was a great cover back there by Brock and Tran, too. It looked like Goldstein had actually broken free there for a second.
Oh, yeah.
But they collapsed on her and really closed that opening there.
This is where Glow's got to dig deep, find that fourth gear, fifth gear, whatever you want to call it, and just keep those legs turning here, never giving up here.
Absolutely, and Arizona continuing to possess the disc. This is...
Got to seal that around. Nice, Grace coming on the mark. Looks like maybe a transition to a person look here. Just kicks over to the far side.
You're right. We've got Doyle to Madison Spiegel.
Good transition by Glow. See if we can lock it down.
Back to Dunn.
Right on the
Dunn
sideline.
looking.
Shot goes up. Hey.
Dunn looking to Jameson, picks it up far side.
Oh yeah, another nice back shoulder shot there. Tough to defend those when you're on that trap side and you get the nice, on the trap flick side, a nice kind of OI flick bending right to left. Very, very difficult throw to defend and well executed by the Sidewinders there.
Yeah, Sandy, I think you're absolutely right. One of the things that I think that we saw there was that the defense was kind of still all on the other side. And so when Dunn threw that cross, you can kind of see all the defenders are on the side, leaving Jameson to just run that down in that opposite corner.
Exactly. When you have throwers that can pick apart, put it where they want to on the field like that, and your defense is overloaded on the open side, it can be a tough spot for anybody. But Good point by the Alpenglow D there, getting that first turn, and I think they'll look to go to that zone look again maybe the next couple points.
Yeah, well, let's see what Arizona does on D here. So we've got Eifert here on the pull. So former captain, founder of the Sidewinders here. Just
legend in this game.
Absolutely, enjoying just being able to play in this game. So Heck centers to Nelson. Nelson to Kawabata in the center of the field. Got Levin looking for it. Thorpe breaking through free. Got Dixon downfield. We've got Levin. Thorpe. Thorpe thumbs it to Nelson.
Woo! Clean.
Nelson looking for Thorpe to break back, and Thorpe does.
There we go. Abby with an interesting celebration here, trying to break this one
Is that
down.
a baby? Is that a loaf of bread?
Looks like
It looks
something.
hungry.
Oh,
A pie?
pie to the face.
Pie to
maybe?
the
Wow.
face.
Oh, finished by kick spike, you know.
Yeah, you gotta kick your pie after you're done spiking
That's
it.
what they
Everybody
say.
knows this.
Hey, great fakes there by Nelson and other folks on that point there. You can see Nelson here, just a really decisive, opens up that
And
inside.
just moving that in.
Yeah.
And as you can see there, like even though Thorpe was cutting, they never break eye contact
Exactly.
with
That's
Nelson.
such a good point. That's such a good point. Super key for cutters there. Even when you have throwers like Nelson, always important to keep an eye on them because they'll hit you anytime.
Absolutely. So we got Feldman for the pull again. I bet it's getting toasty down there, Sandy.
I mean, it's we're still in April here. Like, talk to me at triple digits, and then
You would not know that it was April. All right, looks like we got Harris picking up.
This would be another junky set here by Glow.
Applegate looking around. Got Powell
Nice little chisel action there.
to Harris.
Containing
Back
marks.
to Powell. Back to Goldstein.
Mike.
Back to Pisani. We got Donahue. All right, we got Powell again to Donahue. Goldstein is broken open. And again,
There you go.
another score for Goldstein. She knew that she had that break and was calling for it. So Levin, I think, maybe just didn't think it was going to go. Let it happen, and Alex made it happen.
Yeah, nice job by Sidewinders there, breaking through the front layer of that zone and just keeping the flow going, not letting that front three kind of get back to the level of the disc. So that kind of broke open the point for them there. It is tough to feel the wind conditions up in the booth. Looks like it's not super windy, no obvious upwind, downwind direction. So we'll see if either teams maybe elect to go back to some more person lockdown looks or if they're going to keep ripping some zones. So.
Yes, we got a minute 17 left in the first quarter. It'll be interesting to see who ends up possessing the disc here. If Alpenglow ends up possessing the disc through the entire quarter, or if they score quickly and then have to play D again. So this is like one of our keys to the game. Let's see what happens.
Here we go.
All right, we got a pull going out of bounds, so Nelson is going to bring it in.
In a minute 9 with this Alpenglow offense is nothing. They've been cooking so far, so I think we'd like to hope to see a score here. Hecht, nice resets positioning. Split stack, maybe a little 3-2 action.
Dixon elevates for that. And
Just a bit
got a
long
turn.
for Thorpe.
all right, well now we'll see if
Yeah,
Arizona
time to
can
lock down
possess.
Glow.
We've got less than a minute. Got Aragon. Oh, Spiegel with an unfortunate drop here. All right, Dixon is back to Heck. Long throw to
Great throw.
Lito, who brings it in, but not in. Looking at that corner of the end zone. See if we can see another cheeky throw, and
Nice.
we do. Another cutback for Abby Thorpe. And
Great.
we still have 39 seconds left.
There we go, plenty of time. Yeah, a hex around there really opened up that look. Beautiful backhand around there to Ito. And a fantastic cut by Thorpe here. If you watch, Abby really drives deep with some couple hard steps into the end zone, leaving that other lane open. This angle might be a little tight to see all that, but yeah, Abby, nice job there. Not quite as creative in the celebration this time, but, hey, we know there's more in the bag for Abby there.
How many pies? How many pies can you have in one game, Sandy?
That's true. We can't be recycling things too early. When you score as many goals as Abby, you got to have just a deep bag of celebrations.
That's true. That's true. All right. So if you were going to spike a pie, what kind of pie would you spike?
Oh, good question. I mean, I'm a big sucker for blueberry pie. I would just feel bad spiking it.
Sure,
I need
sure.
to eat that.
Yeah.
So,
We would want to make sure it's recycled for sure.
That's a good point. Great pull by Veldman here. Good distance. Ooh, maybe a little offside
offsides.
call. Ooh.
So it looks like maybe the Alpenglow are outside. Offside. They're already outside. So now they're offsides. And they're going to elect to take it at half.
We know Eccles is just in shambles over that offside, so we'll look to clean that up in the post-game coaches meeting there.
All right, we've got Applegate starting up, and the Sidewinders are taking it from half field. Got an inside break to Stepmeyer, who has just been on fire for the Sidewinders lately. All right, we've got Dunn on the far side. Looking for a reset. We got Chip looking for a reset.
Great reset, D. There we go, Glow. Some call may be happening here.
It might have been a stall.
Some stall. Yep.
Looked like Chang was just trying to get rid of it as fast as possible.
Let's see how this plays out.
You know, it's our favorite thing in Ultimate Frisbee is the talking. All right, looks like the turn will stay. So we have 8 seconds left, 7 seconds left on the stream, and we've got a timeout.
Timeout called. Nice.
All right.
I want to highlight just the reset defense of the handlers there. Fantastic stuff from Brown and Tran and others there. Brown with her holding her hands up there too, which is nice. Guarding that reset look because, you know, even just having those hands high there really dissuades the thrower from throwing that. So, yeah.
All right, well, while we take a timeout here, we just want to honor and celebrate one of the Alpenglow's sponsors. Delta S Performance is the official medical team for the Colorado Alpenglow. The team at Delta S Performance specializes in sports and athletic injuries to help Ultimate players play at their best and recover faster. Mike and his team at Delta S have been an incredible part of the Alpenglow's success and help keep us safe, keep us in safety, even in these really hot conditions.
True. We got Thomas Brewster up there, top right. I think so. Yeah. Have we got Thomas? I'd love to see Thomas out here on the roof enjoying the nice weather.
Hey, listen, this is our VIP section there.
We all know Brew's a VIP legend, so that's right.
All right, so we've got Mayheck with the disc, and we have Chambliss playing D on her, setting up. All right, we've gotten around to Thorpe. Spiegel really trying to nail that off. All right, going to Kawabata for the break. So time is out of the quarter. Alpenglow really looking to make sure that they possess and get the score in. As we know, once time goes out, the point is over. So if they turn it over, they do not score, and Arizona does not get a chance back. So we've got Abby Thorpe going up. The disc goes up.
Yes!
And Thorpe still comes down with it, even though Eifert was right there.
Thorpe heard the footsteps, but was able to come down with that one to punch in the goal. Great possession by the Glow there. Nice decisive fakes by Nelson again. I saw their Mark creeping over a little bit on the open side, and Ari countered that with a nice around. So.
Well, it is 8-5 Colorado at the end of the first. We are going to take a break after that incredible replay of Dixon there laying out. Come back with and share us after the break.
Dixon. Okay, cool.
Welcome to the Pinnacle Charter School. We are a K-12 tuition-free choice school. We are safe, authentic, innovative, diverse, and inclusive. Pinnacle offers a variety of programs and classes to students of all ages to help them thrive both in school and beyond.
I invite you and your family to learn more about what makes the Pinnacle an amazing school for students and families.
Now enrolling for the 2025-26 school year. PinnacleCharterSchool.org.
We're about to start the second quarter of the Colorado Alpenglow and the Arizona Sidewinders. We have Alpenglow up a few breaks, but Arizona not that far behind. It is 8-5. We've had some incredible athletic scores from both teams What do you think is going to happen the second quarter, Sandy?
Yeah, I think in the first quarter, both teams are feeling each other out a little bit. Alpenglow receiving here, so this is, with these quarter situations in the WL, goes back and forth, pulling and receiving each quarter. So it's nice to score before the quarter you are receiving, a little quasi break or whatever they say that. So yeah, really been impressed by the Glow's O-line so far to start here. Really taking the shots that are in front of them, playing aggressive, but yeah, just good stuff so far. And yeah, I think Arizona's saw their coach really firing them up on the sideline there. So we'll see if that can just put a little pep in their step. Yeah, a lot of game left here. So
Absolutely. It'll be exciting to see what both teams do before they take their halftime break. Half's always important to come back on a hot day, but even more important here when it's so hot on that turf out there. All right, looks like we've got Aragon on the pole again. We've got Travis Dunn there, assistant coach for the Sidewinders, just teeing them up for what will hopefully be a really cool and fun point.
Travis, a legend in his own right, in the club and UFA scene. So cool to see him out here coaching in the WL as well.
All right, we got Aragon going up. All right, Matt Pole's got yards. Got Mayheck backpedaling, centering to Nelson.
Spot.
Nelson to Kawabata. It's high. Oh, comes down with it, but comes down.
Oh, yeah. Great toe by Rena.
Calls it in. Wow. I'm going to have to watch that on replay again. That was incredible. Nelson goes up, sees Levin, sees Ito. Let's see who comes down with it here.
Let's go.
I think Levin played a little defense there.
Yeah, nice box out by Levin there to let Ito go up and make that grab.
That was great.
Gonna need to see a second look at that toe by Rena. Impressive to keep that in. Observer had a good look at that one.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And Paul was very clear about that. All right, we got that. Woo. Oh, wow.
I don't know. It's so close.
That one's really close. Wow. That throw from Nelson going up. I'm not sure that was meant for Ito. That looked like maybe that was meant for Levin. I'm sure either one of them would have come down with it.
You got two elite receivers like that down there. It's not a bad look. Not a bad look.
Absolutely. Ito, who had 3 scores last game against Oregon, and is in the top 10 for most goals scored for the WL for their career.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, we got Veldman again on the pull.
It's pulled by Veldman.
Nice. All right, we got Chip picking up to Applegate. I always love how chill Chip is. Bobbles the disc for a second on that pickup. Just so chill. Wow, what a throw from Powell. We got Donahue seeing that cross field to Pisani. Can't pull it down. Veldman picking up immediately to Facet Carmen. Banis around. Andrews underneath. Donahue going for it. Can't come up with it. Facet Carmen again to Banis. We've got Maxfield all alone. Maxfield still alone. No one on Maxfield still. Oh, we've got Dunn kind of in the middle. Veldman goes up to Facet Carmen. Facet Carmen runs it down.
Wow.
Is the fastest Carmen.
She is the fastest Carmen. Great shot by Veldman to Robin there. Just a dime ball, in all honesty. Shame fans are just real happy about that one there, too. A little Shame connection there. So
really laid it up there for her again. We have seen a lot of consistency in those shots that end up there. So we've got that Pisani. Gosh, it looked like she even grabbed
so close
it there.
On that one, yeah. Nice patience by Glow to set up this deep look, just really working in the handler set, taking what's given there.
You see Veldman just hoping, like, oh, hope that goes.
Rory's flick hook is one of the best in the league. I've always joked there. It looks like there's a little hitch when it's coming out, so if you're cut for that hook, you just know it's coming. Like, it's coming at all times. So great shot by Rory there.
All right, looks like we got Brock with the pull again in the opposite direction.
Woo! Yeah, Brock.
Brock Not saying it.
Announcer's jinx there. I thought that pull looked good from the booth, but Shayna leaking that one out left a little bit.
Sandy, you know better than that. All right, so Arizona getting some yards. Aragon centering for the Sidewinders.
Grace Brown clamping on this mark here. Let's get those active hands, Grace. Oh, yep. Here we go. Nice. Good setup there.
Around to Stetmeyer. Back to Aragon. Lots of people around. Wow.
Good shot by Chang.
All right, we've got Goldstein.
Yes, Tran. Love that.
Nice to Jameson. Jameson finding Stetmeyer again. Looked like maybe they wanted to go to Sunny. Oh, nobody there.
By Glow.
Looked like there was a lot of miscommunication there. There was some pointing, go here, go there. And Alpenglow have a chance with Sarah Pesh, Alpenglow's lefty handler, to Macy Lang, also in her rookie season.
Nice cut by Stockdale.
Nice feedback to Pesh, to Smith, to Tran. Just really working those open breaks. Back to Grace. Tran looking for somebody. It gets high again. Let's see. Oh, Grace trying to cut back, but Arizona back with the disc again. Got Sonny Harris asking somebody. Got Stetmeyer coming through the middle.
Yeah, Pesh.
All right, Doyle. Oh, looks like a timeout was called.
Yeah, nice flow there by the Glow initially there. Looked like that one popped up on Danny. We could be picking up a little bit there, but hey, overall, really liking what I'm seeing from the Glow D-line offense. So.
Yep, that was Arizona's first timeout. What do you think that they're going to want to change here, Sandy?
You know, it's tough. Glow's playing tough D right now. I'm trying to think of what adjustments. We're going to listen right in. Yeah, let them tell us ourselves.
Flat offense. Yep. If we swing it off, let's run our game on, okay? Okay.
Can you get someone that you like here and look to hit that immediate slash?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, who wants to be an immediate slash? I want Aaron. Okay.
Okay, and if it's not there, then just take whatever's next.
Cool. I'll go far side over there. 20 seconds offense.
Whoever's at 2, you're live on.
All right, this is super exciting. Now we know what they're going to do.
Exactly.
You know, so we're looking at Applegate to go to Donahue right away, coming under for that. And if that doesn't go, then I guess we're just going to play Frisbee.
Always a joy to hear the inside scoop from the huddles there.
Absolutely. I always love to hear, like players, taking leadership, and showing in their teammates like, nope, I want Donahue for this play. So this is super exciting. We've got Bristol taking a stop off of Donahue, so it'll be super exciting to see how this goes. We've got Maxfield in the middle of the field. Doyle open right away to Chang. We've got Dunn, who just can't come up with it. Gets right back up for D. Fassett Carmen looking for somebody. All right, we've got Banis looking to Mimak. Mimak puts it up. There's a lot of people in the area, but Fassett Carmen is not short and comes up with it to Banis. To Mimak again. We've got Maxfield open on the far side. Back to Andrews. Flips over Banis. Goes to Fassett Carmen. Back to Andrews again. A lot of looking at each other right now. Got Fassett Carmen open for the break. Bristol Lavoie. Full layout. Bristol looking to make something open. Mimak open for it. Mimak looking for Maxfield just too out of the reach.
You hate to see it. Such good flow by the Glow there. Just a bit outside from Maxfield. Great bid by Maxfield to go for that one there.
Maxfield, who is definitely one of the fastest people in the league. I would have bet her 100 out of 100 times to get that. A former Sidewinder, former Wild player, Maxfield, just so exciting to watch. All right, we've got Paige with a giant hammer. Gets it downfield. Fassett Carmen picking that up.
I like the fast break from Robin here. Get the disc moving while the Sidewinders are still transitioning to D. Way to lock in. Banis grabbed that one.
Banis to Andrews. Maxfield looking around to Tabanis, around to Fassett Carmen. We got Dixon wide open in the back. Flip Tabanis.
Shimmy by Bristol there.
Round to Fassett Carmen. Dunn really giving Fassett Carmen a lot of space there for that break. Mimac just can't come up with it.
Close look there.
This has been a long point so far,
Oh, yeah.
Sandy. Looks like we might have another timeout.
Second timeout of the point. Marathon point. This is where the real warriors come out in points like this, Betsy.
I mean, you can see it's hot out there. They've been playing for a long time. Want to highlight one of our original sponsors for the Colorado Alpenglow, the Ultimate Lending Team. Jim Nolte and the Ultimate Lending Team are proud to be the official mortgage sponsor of the Colorado Alpenglow. The Ultimate Lending Team is licensed in 43 states. Jim Nolte and his team will guide you through every step of the way through the home buying process, and they have great rates too. So to learn more, pull out your phones, jump on social media, follow Jim Nolte and the amazing representatives of the Ultimate Lending Team.
100%. Love Jim. Love his company. Buy yourself a house. Why not?
Colorado's a great place to live.
Oh,
Plus the
best.
42 other states too.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. Let's not sleep on those. Rory just calling out the shots here for the Glow. Shayna Brock, absolute legend from Florida.
Shayna Block.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shayna Block.
What a nickname.
Yes. Also in a career most blocks category as well.
Yeah.
Had 3 blocks against Oregon in the last game as well. Just a block machine. All right, we've got Eifert heading downfield. That disc is to Caroline O'Connell. Another great grab from her today. I think that's number 3 to Eifert breaking open, to Stettmeyer, to Harris, to Stettmeyer, back to Harris. Oh, we have Goldstein open again. Oh no, it's too high.
Nice flow by the Sidewinders to move that disc from the far side to the near side of the field, but again, just a little poppy on that final shot there. There's definitely some wind out there. I mean, those flags look pretty still, but it's there. It's there.
Yeah, and sorry about that. I said Goldstein, but that was Emma Erickson. So sorry about that, Emma. All right, we've got Helen on Rory with a monster grab over. We got Macy Lang going. Is this going to be? Oh, wow.
Great D by Goldstein there.
Great D by Goldstein. That ended up being a foot race. And what that means is this point has just gotten even longer, Sandy. That is what happened.
This is true.
Macy had yards. Alex caught up, and it was just they just went toe-to-toe there. We've got Aragon picking up to Stettmeyer. Back to Aragon. To Harris. To Aragon. Having trouble opening up the middle of the field there.
Glow playing some nice D here, kind of bottling up the Sidewinders' flow. Nice shot.
Nice.
To 33.
Absolutely. Emma looking
Smith
at
knocks
that.
it
Ellie
away.
getting that back. Nice.
Here we go.
Grace picks up.
Ellie just chug into the end zone.
Veldman to Tran. Ellie wide open.
Nice
Back
bump.
to Veldman. To Pesh.
Ellie's
Thorpe
still
looking.
open.
Brock open.
Pick call, I think.
Oh, pick call. So, do you know the pick call?
Oh, yeah.
In WUL, Sandy? Would you like to explain it to us?
A pick is when you are. I'm probably. Oh, that's well. Can't stop Danny from Danny having to take my moment away there by scoring a goal. Well, I was about to describe picks. Thanks, Danny. Nah. Yeah, pick is when you're the player you get disrupted by some other player on the field trying to stay with the player you are guarding. Is how I will simply describe it. The WUL rulebook exists on the website for those who want to learn more. Great poster by Rory there in the previous possession. And a good look up to Lang here, but a nice D by Goldstein.
Wow.
Full layout to knock that away.
Yeah, I mean, that was just fingertips to fingertips.
These players are laying it out on the line here. We've had some incredible bids so far, so really exciting stuff out here. And yeah, nice job by Danny there. Getting a little swaggy with the celebration. Yeah, I love it, Danny.
I think that might have been a 4-minute point, Sandy.
Wow, marathon point. Talk
Those
about it.
players are exhausted.
Oh yeah. We'll see who can keep punching back here after this one. Alpenglow with a nice opening up a 6-goal lead here with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. So we'll see if they can keep the foot on the gas.
Bassett Carmen here with the pull. We've got yards here. Looks like Chip Chang is going to receive. Center to Applegate. We've got Cynthia Thomas taken off deep as a decoy for Donahue to Dunn. Dunn faking the huck. Applegate is up. Applegate with a cheeky little inside to Powell. Back to Thomas. To Dunn. Thomas going up.
Right
to
on the
Chip.
doorstep.
Nice box out by Dunn.
We got a little call, little talk, something happening. I don't know. Maybe this is just as a. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Is Abby calling a foul, or I think goal
No
is
call.
scored. Yep.
All right, so we've got Chip here. Let's see if we can see what they're talking about.
Something. Abby wasn't quite happy with something there. I don't know if maybe she was apologizing for contact she initiated, or if there was a push off or something. Tough to say. Abby hustling back to get on the O point there. Yeah, nice job by the Sidewinders there, just kind of grinding down that open side. My philosophy has always been, work the open side until they prove they can stop it, and then that's when you start swinging. Good stuff.
Dunn really protecting the position there.
Exactly,
Abby would have had to go through her in order to get that D. So, and Chip just having complete trust in their teammate there.
True.
So
a nice leverage there by Dunn to hold her space, get into that cone. 11-6, 5-goal lead. Still within reach for the Sidewinders here.
absolutely. We've got Aragon with the pull here. Especially if we keep seeing great grabs from Caroline O'Connell and those layouts from Alex Goldstein.
Oh yeah. But the Glow's O-line has been formidable too, so.
Oh, we got Nelson up, seeing Thorpe. And it's a one-throw score.
There. Tough to defend. Nelson fired up. Going over to the fans there.
Wow.
Visionary shot from Nelson there to their trash teammate.
I mean, if you see Abby Thorpe running deep, you probably should just throw it.
Exactly.
Nice little shape there.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like Arizona was set up underneath, too. If you're set up underneath on Abby Thorpe, Abby's going to take you deep.
Trouble.
Yeah.
Abby just running suicides out there from the last D point all the way back to the line for the O point, and then
ran again.
Yeah.
When it is 90 degrees.
But luckily, she's just
there.
built different, so that's how Abby Thorpe rolls.
Someone should get Abby Thorpe some electrolytes. We should definitely have an electrolyte sponsor here. Any electrolyte sponsors, we would like your placement goes here for this game.
Shayna on the pull here.
Shayna on the pull, powerhouse. I bet her college teammates didn't know she was gonna be a puller.
Who knew? I didn't. I'm excited for it.
All right, we got Chip Chang
Grace
picking
Brown
up
Mark.
to Sunny Harris. Got Stepmeyer underneath. All right, Dunn trying to come back.
There.
Nice.
Just slips out there.
Just
for
slips
Dunn.
out. I mean,
Grace picking up.
Colorado is a dry state, but I bet they're still sweating out there. Sarapesh wide open. Getting the offense together. Tran also wide open. Brock in the backfield there. Let's see what Ellie does with it. And a timeout. Please catch it. There we go. Good job, Grace.
Glow calling their second timeout of the half. Use them or lose them.
You're right. We got 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Cool.
All right, we're going to tune into the Glow huddle and see what their philosophy is for this timeout.
And final timeout of the first half. No timeouts left for either team.
Ever. I would like to try and run. Well, we're on the sideline. We're going to do the same thing we did last time, strike Phil, and then just squad from there, okay? Literally same positions. May's going to pick up the disc, R's going to go up line. Back of the stack.
Yeah.
If it's set up wide, check mark from the front. Thank you.
High side is the stance.
Yep.
And, sorry, am I just continue?
Yes, please.
All right, so looks like we're looking for Nelson and May to Abby again. Let's see how that works with Veldman
roaming
deep.
in the back.
Roaming.
Of the stack there.
I like roaming there. Roaming's a good word.
Yeah, May Hecht with the disc, rookie on the team out of Colorado. Really been impressed with May's play so far. Very decisive thrower. You know, underrated, been catching a lot of the pulls for Alpenglow too, which is a very underrated skill. Thankless job, some might say. I remember in their first game, May had an incredible catch on one just off the fingertips. So.
All right, Hector Thorpe spread the field to Veldman, who breaks to Kawabata, who keeps in again. Kawabata looking for something fun. Back to Nelson. Oop, got a little bit of a miscommunication here. Count's got to be getting high. And Nelson just throws it in the back corner. All right, we've got 2 minutes left. Arizona running to pick that up. No one really helping out there.
Yeah, it's tough. You'd like to maybe see another disc come in on the side. Well, I guess that is the. Okay. Gonna hold my mouth shut now. Nelson on the mark. See what force they put on.
Aragon picking up.
Trap force. Rory guarding downfield.
All
Shot
right,
goes
we've
up.
got Aragon.
Just a bit far.
It almost looks like, you know, if Erickson would have just had another step, I think that was to Erickson.
Yeah.
Veldman was underneath, and so did have those steps. Rory with incredible closing speed. Rory putting that up to Kawabata. It's going to float, and
Nice
doesn't
shot.
matter. Kawabata comes down with it.
Very similar looking shot that Rory had to Robin earlier, this time to Kawabata. Beautiful angle on that disc for Rory. Starting with an IO edge, but pretty flat overall, so just hanging up nicely for Kawabata. Great look there. Rory, just incredible hooker. Awesome stuff. This O-line is tough.
All right, Rory putting that
Great
up. You
angle
can
on
see
that
that
shot,
again,
yep.
and just Kawabata just completely dialed in. Really keeping Chambliss there on her back shoulder.
I'll tell you, this Alpenglow team is looking strong. 13-6, 2-0 record. Just things are rolling right now. So, really happy for the hometown squad here. Been seeing some great stuff out of Arizona too, but hoping to see, make them claw back here, get this game a little closer for them. So.
Absolutely. Like, we've seen great things from them.
True.
Want to continue to see them continue to possess the disc on offense as their goals. So the pull goes up from Bassett Carmen.
Just a missile down the field there from Robin.
Got yards. Do missiles often kind of go up and come back down?
Some trajectories, yes.
Gotcha. Oh, nice flip up from Applegate to Stepmeyer. Donahue, back to Stepmeyer, back to Donahue. Donahue alone. Looks like Bassett Carmen's coming up to cover. To Chip. Someone break open to Pisani. Yes. Nice. And then Pisani just runs right onto it. Pisani, so dangerous downfield. Another Sidewinders player that has just scored a ton of goals this season. Has really shown their increase in speed downfield.
Certainly. Great look by the Sidewinders there. Chang with a nice little shimmy cut to get that small open side space to finish it off there to Pisani. 13-7, minute 3 left. Interesting spot here for the Glow. I mean, their offense has been just cruising, so maybe they're just going to score really quickly and get it right back to the D-line. But you'd like to, it's an interesting spot as a coach where you might consider running this clock down a little bit so that the Sidewinders don't have a chance to score again. But Glow is starting on defense, I believe, in the third quarter, so yeah.
What would you call here, Sandy? You're in charge?
Good question.
Are you going to possess, or are you going to try to score?
I'm probably running
fast?
cucumber side stack play. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think I'd like to maybe work this one, but their offense, I don't want to stifle it too. They've been just cruising, so it wouldn't change much.
What a pull.
Yeah,
Mayheck way back to pull that one in.
Cause trouble. Here we go.
To Veldman.
Pumps it off.
Yeah, does not, that pump did not look like, oh, we've got a miscue there from Nelson to Heck. O'Connell picks up.
Good job by Heck getting right back on
Round
defense
to
here.
Aragon.
Far side.
Oh, no.
Maybe a call pick. No, it looks like that turn's going to stand.
Wow, that is unfortunate. Set of events there for Sierra Ross.
Not open enough, Ito.
Hey, I would keep possession of the disc. We're at 20 seconds now. We're going to have to look off that wide open Sarah Ito. Veldman to Heck.
Alpenglow being very patient here.
Wow.
O'Connell says no on Heck there.
There was almost
no mark here.
Too many, almost too many fakes there for Heck to throw off
here.
O'Connell.
So Arizona will end with a possession here with a score or return. We'll see if the Glow can lock in.
Aragon looking for something cool. O'Connell around, that patented backhand around. Now we got Janet Wan coming down with it. Got Aragon open. Let's see if Wan could break something open. Back to O'Connell.
Good patience by Sidewinders
back
here.
Back to Oregon. Aragon back to O'Connell. It's like people are tired.
Oh yeah, they're grinding. We're grinding out here, baby. Ito, good switch there.
Got Wan.
Oh no! A bit far. Oh! Great grab in the stack.
Is that Dunn that came down with that? No. Oh no!
Levin with the D. We're gonna chalk that one up to Levin.
Oh no, that was Spiegel.
Maybe a bit of a left thigh D there by Levin. Visionary stuff there.
Yeah, she saw it. She came down with it. What an incredible grab.
Players are exhausted out on the field there, but great stand by the Alpenglow O-line to prevent a Sidewinder score going into the half. Fantastic stuff, really. Great job all around by both teams first half there. Yeah.
All right, so from us in the booth, we are going to take a second for halftime. Thanks for joining us. We're going to take a break, and we'll see you back in around 10 or 12 minutes.
Welcome back.
Yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that. I know you like that. How long you been back, man? And when this beat drop, I know they gon' lean. World debut, I know they gon' fiend. Everything Mississippi to the Palm Springs. Girls from brunettes down to blonde queens. You know you like that. 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 You know you like that.
We're Tire Rack. We test tires to provide you with truth, transparency, and unbiased recommendations. We're Tire Rack. We stock over 1 million tires to ensure we have what you need. We're Tire Rack. We work hard to ship your tires fast and free. We're Tire Rack. We offer convenient installation options to keep you moving forward. We do all this for one reason. Tires matter. TireRack.com. The way tire buying should be.
Welcome to the Pinnacle Charter School. We are a K-12 tuition-free choice school that offers bus transportation to students across the North Metro area. At the Pinnacle, we are safe, authentic, innovative, diverse, and inclusive. Pinnacle offers a variety of programs and classes to students of all ages to help them thrive both in school and beyond. Our students pursue many different paths upon graduation, from college and trades to entering the workforce immediately. Students are supported in their pursuits and encouraged to follow their passions both in the classroom and through after-school clubs and athletics.
I invite you and your family to learn more about what makes the Pinnacle an amazing school for students and families.
Now enrolling for the 2025-26 school year. Visit our website to learn more and enroll your student. Contact us to schedule a tour today.
Welcome back to beautiful Pinnacle Athletic Complex. We're going to throw it down to the PA announcer here for an Alpenglow 2024 championship ceremony.
The 2024 Colorado Alpenglow was a special team. Unfortunately, they were unable to win a single game on the road, and they had the lowest number of completions and the fewest blocks of any team in the league. Not a good sign, eh? Well, on the other hand, Glow had the fewest turnovers of any team in the league, including the fewest throwing errors. They also can claim the highest puck completion rate, the highest yards per completion, the highest offensive efficiency, and the #1 red zone conversion rate in the entire Western Ultimate League. How about that for a good sign? Colorado also boasts 4 players in the top 10 for career goals scored. Abby Thorpe with a league-leading 46 goals. Jade McLaughlin in 3rd place with 42. Aubrey Diedrich in 7th place with 32. And Sarah Ito is tied for 10th place with 30 career goals. The 2024 season saw 4 Colorado Alpenglow players nominated for Western Ultimate League End of the Year awards. Abby Thorpe for Most Valuable Player. Ari Nelson for Offensive Player of the Year. Alicia Dixon and Blaise Sevier for Defensive Player of the Year. And Blaise Sevier for Breakout Player of the Year. And last June, as you might recall, when the pellets had settled on the Pinnacle Athletic Complex turf, Abby Thorpe had been named Most Valuable Player of the Year. Ari Nelson had been named Offensive Player of the Year. And despite holding a regular season goal differential of only 1 goal, the Colorado Alpenglow had emerged victorious as your Western Ultimate League champions for 2024. Let's give them a huge round of applause, everybody. Your 2024 Western Ultimate League champions, Colorado Alpenglow.
All right, well, now you're joining us for the special halftime celebration to honor the 2024 WUL champions, the Colorado Alpenglow. That 2024 team was just so special and so exciting to honor them with this amazing banner that is going to be up for the rest of time then.
For the end of time, yes, that banner will hang here at the beautiful Pinnacle Athletic Complex. Joe Durst there on one of the corners there, legend, a former coach of the Alpenglow. Yeah, a lot of former players, Aubrey Dietrich, others out there too that I'm not seeing from my bad eyes. But yeah, really great team. Exciting stuff last season. So we'll see if they can get the repeat this year. It's always pretty tough.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take another commercial break. We'll see you in the start of the 3rd quarter.
Ultimate Camp is awesome. It's probably the best thing ever. I thought that I was going to throw my best frisbee throw ever, and that actually did happen. So I think frisbee is awesome.
We're Tire Rack. We test tires to provide you with truth, transparency, and unbiased recommendations. We're Tire Rack. We stock over 1 million tires to ensure we have what you need. We're Tire Rack. We work hard to ship your tires fast and free. We're Tire Rack. We offer convenient installation options to keep you moving forward. We do all this for one reason. Tires matter. TireRack.com. The way tire buying should be.
Welcome to the Pinnacle Charter School. We are a K-12 tuition-free choice school. We are safe, authentic, innovative, diverse, and inclusive. Pinnacle offers a variety of programs and classes to students of all ages to help them thrive both in school and beyond.
I invite you and your family to learn more about what makes the Pinnacle an amazing school for students and families.
Now enrolling for the 2025-26 school year. PinnacleCharterSchool.org.
Welcome back to the Pinnacle Athletic Complex, where we are seeing the Colorado Alpenglow up 13-7 on the Arizona Sidewinders, but it has been a game full of highlights, Sandy.
Yeah, lots of exciting grabs out there. Looking back at Dixon's layout grab, Goldstein on Sidewinders with another one, a couple grabs actually. Rory with some fantastic shots, so some highlight plays for our fans out there in the first half.
Absolutely. It feels like we've seen a lot of just like really visionary cross-field throws then that have allowed people to run onto the disc. We've seen a lot of swinging from both sides of the field. We've got that incredible grab from Rory in that first quarter there that just flips it up to Facet Carmen. Dixon with this super visionary throw to Kawabata, who just goes up early to bring that one down. This throw from Dunn to Alex Goldstein to this sweet two-handed layout, just incredible coming down. Thorpe coming down to this huge layout from Alicia Dixon.
That's my front runner for Discraft play of the game right there. But we'll see.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens in the second half, but that is definitely amazing. This throw from Facet Carmen for Lavoie, who also goes up early for that.
Great kick spike.
Yeah, another huge grab there for Jameson. Thorpe again. I think this is Nelson to Thorpe in that cutback. Absolutely.
Yeah, Abby's got 2 of those in the first half there, just driving super hard to a spot in the end zone. And
this huge grab from Rory over Eifert there, and then the huck to this point-for-point, step-for-step Lang. Huge layout from Goldstein. Thorpe again for this huge huck to a running Abby Thorpe. Made it look too easy there. And then we've got
O'Connell says no on that hand block.
Incredible hand block from O'Connell. And then Spiegel with that huge layout that unfortunately then deflects off of the hip of Levin.
The Levin left thigh D.
Gosh, that would have been such a big goal for Arizona.
Yeah, man, all those. Sorry.
No, so that was great. I'm really wondering what Arizona Sidewinders said in the locker room then.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a bit of, wanting to clean some stuff up on both sides of the ball. It's an interesting spot as a coach. You're down 6 here. You might consider selling out with some other more aggressive defensive schemes to really put this one back into, get this one a little bit closer here. But you also want to keep working on the fundamentals and stuff that's brought you to where you are this season. So, yeah, Glow starting on D here. Robin with the pull.
All right, we got a lot of yards here. Looks like Chip Chang picking up, centering to Applegate. We saw a lot of really neat and creative throws from Applegate in that first half. Just misses done. Pass at Carmen immediately picks it up to Mimak, to Banis. Banis looking for Maxfield. Maxfield through. Oh, wow. Great D there from Erickson. Really just patiently waiting for it to come down. So we've got the Sidewinders with the disc again. Chang picking up. Looking to see what happens. Around to Powell. Oh no, an unfortunate miscue with Alpenglow in the end zone. Banis immediately picks it up to Lavoie again.
Lavoie just knows where to go, right to the end zone. It's got some wheels on her and just too tough for the Sidewinders to cover there.
You know, one of the things that I really enjoyed about this game is how fast the Alpenglow have picked it up after a turn. You know, like you don't even see them waiting to get set up, to get ready. They're just immediately picking it up and going.
100%. That's the way I love to play as well. Just let it rip. Throw it. Fast break forever.
Those are two really unfortunate turns from the Sidewinders, from, you know, incredibly competent players. You gotta wonder if the heat's just getting to them out there.
Yeah, a little bit of heat, a little bit of just Alpenglow relentless pressure. It's not easy going for the Sidewinders right now. See if they can settle down here.
Yeah, that was less than a minute. So even though we saw all of those turns, that was less than a minute.
Stands really filling up here too at Pinnacle Athletic Complex. Excited to see.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a second half fans here.
You know, just a bit outside there. Aragon picking up.
It looks like we got a little bit of an isolation play for Pisani and Stetmeyer with Harris, Spiegel, and Doyle here in this side stack. Two really incredible players there to have to pick to isolate, but we're going to go on the far side to Harris.
It's D by Danny here, hounding the reset.
Yeah, really tough play there from Jameson to Spiegel to Harris, back to Spiegel. Great D from Grace Brown.
Love
Oregon
that.
Has to...
Stall called.
Argonne has to bail out. Stall called from Macy Lang. That was incredible defense.
Yeah,
from
hats off to Grace Brown there, just absolutely clamping the reset there, leading to this contested stall call.
Actually, is a timeout.
Oh, there we go.
So one of the great things about the WL is when a timeout is called, everything gets reset. So stall gets reset. You can sub everybody. As a player, this was a really big deal, you know, to be able to get the opportunity to come in and save the day, or get the opportunity to take a break if it's been a really long point. What's really interesting statistic here about when offense, when D gets a D and then offense comes out, the conversion rate is not great. And defense hates it because they're like, we worked really hard for that, and now somebody else is going to come in and play. And someone who always captures all of those moments for us is Jackson Photo. That's Sloth Jackson right there for us. Alpenglow would like to thank Jackson Photo, the official photographer of the Colorado Alpenglow Ultimate. Has been here with us from the start. All of the images that you see from us are from Jackson Photo, and we love the work that he does from us. So thanks again.
Sloth is a legend. Shades of Ansel Adam there. Sloth, just one of the best sports photographers in the game. Guys, almost at every tournament practice, you name it, he's there snapping pics. So yeah.
Wow, what a break throw from Applegate to Donahue to Doyle.
Smith with the pressure on that there. Maybe got a piece, just streaking to the end zone.
Feldman picking up. Just can't thread. That was a very narrow window there for Tran. Powell picking up. Applegate open with that grab.
It's grabbed by Page there. Good roll.
Chip coming around. We still got Powell wide open. Got Veldman on Stepmeyer. I like that matchup. That's fun. All right, we got Applegate. Nice high release forehand there to Doyle. Back to Applegate. Dunn trying to break open.
Oh,
Shayna block going for it. She wanted that the entire time. Applegate around to Stepmeyer.
Good seal of the mark by Rory there.
Powell to Applegate. Looking there for Donahue. Powell streaking out.
Just a bit far.
That's too bad for Dunn. Powell has to be pretty disappointed about that. They definitely turned on the fire there. Their defender was on the back. That would have been an easy flip in there for, you can see. Yeah, you can see Powell.
His carry is up here.
Yep.
5280 feet.
All right, we got Pesh picking up with Dunn on Pesh. Another visionary throw to Tran on the opposite side to Brown. Pesh trying to break open there to Smith. Smith back to Brown. Chang on Brown. That's also a fun matchup. Veldman under. Veldman uncorks to Shayna block all alone.
That's going to work.
And just runs onto it.
Another shame connection there. I'm sorry, I know I'm talking about the shame connections. I'll dial it back. But happy to see that Shayna Brock back after a season off last year, looking fast as ever. And Rory,
absolutely, looking at that. Look at this. Look, Shayna Block just jogging, throwing off her defender, and then takes off. Absolutely no coming back from that. You can't come up from that.
I wouldn't want to cover Shayna. I'll say it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Rory with the assist there. Wow.
Just diming up the field, Rory. Save some glory for the rest of us.
You know what I really liked on that finish from Brock as well is, you saw her kick the disc a little bit, like, bringing her back to her soccer roots there.
Yes,
yes. So just, is this a frisbee or is this a soccer ball? What should I do? I just know I scored. All right, we got Facet Carmen with the pull. It is 15-7 Alpenglow. With less than 8 minutes left. Got a lot of loft there. All right, we got Jameson picking up to Aragon, to Stepmeyer. Pisani clearing out. Wow!
Nice pressure by Stockdale on that under.
Great pressure from Stockdale. It almost looked like Spiegel had a second option there.
Yeah.
Lavoie with the fake in traffic to Banis. Banis to Maxfield. Maxfield back to Banis. Looks like a break to Stockdale. Spiegel trying to cut that off.
Nice.
Stockdale to a
Maxfield.
complete layout from Maxfield. I bet Facet Carmen looking for that break. Back to Banis.
Good containing defense here by the Sidewinders. Glow patiently working it here, crossing back and forth across the field.
Wow, that was great. That Spiegel looked close on that one. Mimak with the disc.
Ooh, just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. That's unfortunate because they were really clicking on all cylinders there. It looked really good. Stockdale with that big D there. All right, we're looking at things.
Love the decisive pump fakes I'm seeing out of the Glow, really directing what they want their cutters to do downfield. So, good stuff there.
Paris picking up to Aragon, to Pisani wide open.
Oh, a little miscommunication. Glow get it back on the doorstep.
That's the second miscue we've seen on Alpenglow's.
Maxfield, too easy. Right at the front of the end zone.
That was another really fast pickup for Alpenglow. You can see the Sidewinders just really struggling to match up in those really fast turns.
Yeah, especially those short field turnovers like that.
You can see Banis just picking up and just immediately flipping to Maxfield, who has the good sense to keep both of her feet in.
Exactly. It's tough to stop when you're playing against D-lines that are aggressively picking up like that. Yeah, 16-7 Glow, really opening it up here. We'll see how they play the rest of this game. Lot to work on here still as a team and as a coach. You want to just make sure you're playing strong fundamental frisbee all the way till the fourth quarter reads zeros. So, yeah, excited to see and if they make any adjustments or just keep doing the same thing. Shayna again, maybe 5th or 6th, 7th pull of the day.
She's gonna be sore.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some ice on that shoulder for Shayna.
Absolutely. It's those like rotating core that really gets you. All right, slides out, so it will be on that sideline there for Applegate to pick up. Donahue taking off again.
Applegate's got that nice high release flick, inside break.
So nice.
It's on lock.
Good Powell to Dunn.
Torpedo! Oh. That is the reset defense I'm talking about, Abby.
Absolutely. Another miscue there, but Abby Thorpe immediately picks it up. We've got Grace Brown to a streaking Ellie Smith with her first professional goal in the WUL. Congratulations, Ellie. That is awesome to see. Congratulations.
Let's go. She's fired up, and that's what I like to see. First goal, it's a big moment for any player out there. So congratulations to Ellie Smith. Oh, a little bit of the James Harden eat move there. Gotta love that.
I think especially we got that miscue right there. Thorpe just puts her hand up there. I think the other piece too is when you're a travel player coming in from another state, playing your home game, there's a lot of pride on the line there. There might be nerves, you're nervous, you're excited. I'm playing a song called Nervous But Excited. There's just a lot happening. And so for Ellie to keep her composure and run that disc down that's a big moment.
She's been flying around out there all day today, so really impressed by what we're seeing so far at Ellie.
Absolutely. I mean, we're in the middle of the third quarter here, and we're still seeing a lot of really strong athletic moves here. All right, Veldman with the pull.
Monster pull by Veldman here. All the way to the goal line.
Got Powell picking up to Harris.
Looks like the O-line is playing defense for the Alpenglow right now.
Love to see it. Love it. Donahue back to Powell. Donahue trying to streak open, trying to break things open, and she does.
Second layer.
To Pisani. You got Doyle here kind of all by themselves in the backfield. Donahue looking for something. Harris on the far side. To Chip Chang, who's flipping through. Back to Stepmeyer. Stepmeyer to Harris. Looking for somebody to do something. Back to Powell, who's in the center of the field. Inside out to Chip Chang, who dives and saves it. Harris setting the stack. Back to Powell, really looking for a break there. Heck seals it. It was a great roll. Harris, very cheeky. Donahue not in. Stepmeyer going for it. And that's a score for the Sidewinders. And that is a clean hold.
Fired up after that score. Love to see that emotion still firing up their team. Good flow and patience by the Sidewinders there. I like the D2 by the Alpenglow. A lot of good containing, good switching. But Sidewinders end up being able to punch that one in.
I just love that continue by Harris, just like that cheeky over 11 there that just really allowed that to happen.
Hockey assist there for Harris, an underrated stat, so yeah.
I think what was really neat that we saw there is, we've seen a number of miscues lately from the Sidewinders. We didn't see any miscues there. We had Chip Chang making a save, but that was a clean hold for the Sidewinders there. All right, looks like we got Aragon with the pull.
Been really impressed by Aragon's play so far this season. Just seems like one of the best throwers for the Sidewinders. Nice pull here too. Maybe I'm jinxing it. And
did you do that again?
Fully jinxed it. I might just start doing this on every Sidewinders pull. Well, to remain unbiased, I will not. But.
Yeah, that feels like a good move. All right,
Nelson gonna get this one right at midfield. Dixon in the lane.
Yeah, looks like we got it at the 45-yard line. But maybe Ari's going to the 50? Okay. All right, Ari puts it up for Bristol Lavoie. It's curling back. Bristol in traffic.
Just by Eifert to knock that away.
Yeah, there was just too many people around there.
Little floaty there, but yeah.
It always stinks when, you get the D, but then you got to move further to go get the disc.
True.
More running. There we got Aragon picking up to Juan.
Nelson, huge bid.
Oh, back to Spiegel. That was great. Aragon. Back to Spiegel. Right, back to Aragon. Back to O'Connell. It's on the far side. Looking for Spiegel there, but Lavoy on it. Aragon to Eifert. Eifert looking to do something cool.
Good D by Glow there, getting that disc back. Slev clamping on that open side sideline.
Outwin on Nelson. Jameson. Face guarding Heck. Heck trying to get that. Bristol trying to get their hands on it, but just doesn't work. So just going back to the Sidewinders.
Looks like we got an injury substitution. Nelson stepping off the field.
And it looks like Aragon's going to take an injury as well. So
Dennis checking in for the Glow there on the substitution.
And Powell coming in for Aragon there. So that's Arizona possession. Got Dixon on O'Connell. Eifert coming through the middle. Back to Powell.
Dixon hunting in the lane there. Love this pressure by Dixon.
Back to Powell. Back to Heaton. Heaton looking downfield, doesn't see anything. Powell to O'Connell. All right, Eifert back again, picks it out of the dirt. Around to Jameson.
Strong defense here by the Glow.
Heaton just really hanging out here on the sideline, content to, let's see, Eifert put that up, but looks like it's gonna just.
Saw the shot Helen was looking for there, just not quite enough OI angle on that to bend back in, but good look from Helen there. Yeah, good fight by the Alpenglow D there. Really nothing's coming easy for these Sidewinders right now, so love to see that fight by this Alpenglow offense on a turn.
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot. I mean, I can see that throw, right? Like we've seen a lot of high floaty throws be really successful, and we're taking a timeout.
Veteran timeout call here by the Glow. First of the second half. Yeah, these points are as long points here, but both players on both teams have really strong conditioning right now. Looks like both teams are running really hard. So.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what they call here. We've got less than a minute 30 here. All right, let's go back to you, Sandy. You're the coach. You gonna try to score as fast as possible? You're gonna try to possess.
I'm gonna listen in on the huddle. Yep, we got
to be a
push
little
here.
closer. Just
Who was that?
I'll be the third if Rory's in the. Yeah.
I'll go ISO.
Okay. Rory, 2 seconds offense. Yeah. Great.
Sarah Pesh, ready to walk away.
And then be ready to just sit.
10 seconds. Oh, 10 seconds. Here we go.
Hey, we gotta go.
Sarah Pesh has spoken.
Yeah, Sarah was like, I'm done with that huddle. We're
Correct.
good. Let me just pick up the disc, huck it to Shayna.
Well, I think it's going to go to Rory. So I think we're looking for an ISO Rory. We're going to see what happens. So it doesn't sound like we're going to possess the disc. It sounds like we're going to score as fast as possible. That's what I would do if I had Rory on my team. Just throw it up to Rory. Sounds like a great idea. You got Caroline O'Connell on Sarah Pesh, who has already had a hand block today.
Nice little action there to start the play.
Yep, we got it under to Rory with Shayna taking off again. Let's see if Shayna can catch up to it. Woo! Totally fine. With Lindsay Doyle on her back, and Shayna still runs that down.
Nearly identical to the last Veldman to Brock connection. Just a nice backhand shot. Shayna's got wheels, I'll say it. One of the fastest players I have had the privilege of playing with and watching play. Just tough to cover. And so happy she's back healthy and just problem out there, just a real problem.
Yeah, I'd really love to see that closing speed there. Like Brock and Doyle there were kind of like step for step, and then you know, Brock just turns on the nos.
There's just no catching Shayna when she gets going. So, yeah, Glow looking good, up 18-8. You know, interesting spot here as a coach. You know, on one hand, you might consider playing a defense where you're really going to just run the clock out, try and finish this game up. But, you know, there's a lot of opportunities to work on other schemes or personnel alignments that you're trying to play with. So we'll see what Eccles and the rest of the coaching staff here do going into the fourth quarter.
Well, you didn't say anything this time, Sandy, and the pull went out of bounds. So
yeah, Robin's going to want that one back there.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do. All right, we got Paige Applegate picking up. Going to take it in the center. And we've got Bassett Carmen on Applegate. So this is, I really like to see Rob's wingspan on Applegate's very creative arsenal of throws.
High hand left, Robin. Watch that high release lick. Good mark there, shutting it down. Ooh, but Paige finding Chang.
To Chang.
Shot
Chang
goes
going up to Pisani. Donahue's there as well. Stockdale.
Good pressure by the Glow defense to knock that one down.
Absolutely. So now we've got less than a minute, and Alpenglow has the disc. So got Maxfield to Banis. We'll see if they possess to take us out to this quarter. Mimac to Lavoie. Someone is uncovered. Stockdale had two people on them.
Oh, a little stall probably. I think there's a call.
Stall called. We'll see what happens. Stalls are traditionally short in the WUL. The 7 seconds are already short, but stall calls usually come in even shorter. So we are always waiting with bated breath to see what the observers say.
Looks like it's no stall. Disc will stay on the near side of the field here. Banis with the disc. Yeah, that we all know the WUL 7. It's a quick 7. It's funny to look at games back and seeing the timer on the score bug and see how slow 7 seconds actually is.
Got Bassett Carmen in the middle of the field. Break around to Banis. Banis high release to Stockdale. Stockdale to Lavoie. Back to Stockdale. Stockdale to Banis in the middle of the field. Looking at Maxfield breaking open. Bobbles, but stays with it. Maxfield to Bassett Carmen. Maxfield taking off. Bassett Carmen doesn't see it.
Horn sound.
Banis around.
Andrews
brings it down. Stockdale open, but Andrews wants a sure thing.
Woo!
Wow.
That's a CC Tiger on the assist there, right there from Andrews to Mimac. Nice job by the Glow to let the clock burn and get the goal at the end of the quarter. You know, just fantastic stuff from that squad there.
I mean, and Chin Chang was on that defense.
Right in there.
Yes, absolutely. And by the narrowest of margins, Mimac still brings it down. All right, well, what an incredible third quarter. Alpenglow 19, Arizona 8. Arizona only scored 1 in that third quarter. We are going to take you out to break. We'll see you at the top of the fourth.
It's probably the best thing ever. I thought that I was going to throw my best frisbee throw ever, and that actually did happen. So I think frisbee is awesome.
At the Pinnacle Athletic Complex, where we are coming out for the start of the fourth quarter. We've got Nelson back on the field after taking that injury timeout at the end of the third. We've got a Colorado lead of 19-8. Sandy, what's this fourth quarter going to look like?
Yeah, interesting to see what the coaches will do here on both teams. Yeah, Lena out there talking to the O-line for the Alpenglow. You know, if I'm the Alpenglow, I still want to just run my offensive sets, maybe try some of our O-line plays that are a little bit deeper in the bag, try some stuff out. But, yeah, it ain't broke, don't fix it. And on the Sidewinders side of things, you know, you could experiment with some more, hey, like we're down by, you know, imagine a situation where you're down by 2 or 3 late in the fourth quarter, like what type of D do you want to run to really get that, force that turnover? But, you know, down by 11 here, you know, this would be an incredible comeback. I'm not going to lie. If this would go down in the laurels of ultimate history if the Sidewinders are able to pull this off. So we'll see. Never say never, you know. Aragon on the pull. Looking a little leaky left. Might just hang in.
And it does not. All right, so we've got Nelson.
Love that help from Ellie Smith there, giving the disc up to Nelson. Just great sideline presence there from Smith.
Helps be heads up for your teammates.
Hecht wide open here on the lane sag.
All right, well, you were asking for some fun stuff. We got some fun stuff
happening.
Yeah,
a little zone look.
We had a sag in the lane there. Heck around to Dixon. Back to Heck. Really getting in that lane leaves that other offender open here.
Nice job by Dixon to blast through that cup and open up the lane too. Just a little low.
Got Eifert picking up to Spiegel.
Spiegel looking upfield. Receiver wasn't quite on the same page. Dixon to clean it up.
Erickson, looks like there's some confusion here on the field.
Yeah, we'll see if Arizona sticks in this zone look or crumbles out into person.
Ito to Kawabata. Kawabata was wide open.
Nicely for Slev
Nelson
there.
to Levin there. Yeah, wide open. There's just too much confusion there on that turn.
Nelson frustrated with the turn before, but gets it back with a great shot to Slev. Slev just cooking to the end zone. Alpenglow opening up a 12-goal lead now. We'll see if they keep pouring it on. I mean, point diff is important in the WUL for playoff standings and seedings. So this will be a nice little ticket for the Glow here if they can maintain this margin.
It sure is. The Seattle Tempest had a big game where they had a ton of goals, and so that's what the Alpenglow are marching after if a championship is what their goal is. So trying to make sure they rack up those goals to compete with that goal differential is important.
Been really impressed by the Tempest. Bay Area is looking really strong. Same with San Diego. Other teams around the league as well. So we'll see how it all shakes up leading out to the championship weekend, which I believe is in the Bay Area this year. First weekend of June. There we go.
The 7th and 8th in Oakland. And we've got Veldman for the pull.
It's going to land back line.
That was great concentration from Powell. Kept wondering if it was going to go out, changing her footwork. That wasn't a word. All right, Chang launching it for Stettmeyer. Pisani also in the area. We got Veldman, though.
Or he says no.
Yeah, that wasn't even fair. That was great positioning by Veldman. Great timing. All right,
nice
Ellie
Smith
to Brock. We've got Macy making a...
Love the cut by Macy there. A little hezzy in the lane there to take it deep. Just a bit wide from Shayna. She's going to want that one back. Maybe the arm's a little sore from all the pulling, but
I'm sure that's what I would blame it on.
Watch Shayna here. Shayna's had to have a player that if they do throw a turnover, I've seen the fire lit in her eyes. She's going to get this D back. It's my announcer's prediction.
All right, it's up. We've got Stettmeyer that comes down with it. Chip on the far side. Pisani just trying to get out of the way. Stettmeyer looking for Dunn. Dunn to Powell. Back to Dunn. Oh, interesting.
Ooh. Call in the field. Rory not sure. Didn't get a good look at that. We'll see on the replay what we think here. Going to the observer. Potentially still in the hand. Here comes the replay.
All right, to Dunn.
Ooh,
that looked like that
clean
was
to
out of
me,
her
clean
hand.
to me.
Wow. Nice work on the
Observer's
replay
going to
there.
uphold the foul call, though. You know, really close. From that angle, it did look clean, but good spirit out of Rory here. Dunn will remain with the disc here.
That's why we play the game, right? Spirit of the game.
Yeah. That's marked by Rory.
Around to Chip. Back to Dunn. Back to Chang. Stepmeyer open under. Going to it. Brock trying to bait it. Back to Chang. Applegate around to Dunn, who is open on the far side, but just missed timing. Oh no, you had Pisani
right there
and Stepmeyer going at the same time, and neither one of them came down, but Alpenglow's already on the hunt.
Shayna
just
wide open
immediately, Shayna open again.
There she goes.
No one there.
Rory
trying. Brock just throws it up anyway.
There you go, Shayna.
All right, just waiting for Rory to catch up. So we've got a reversal of what we've seen.
That's true. Yes, the Brock to Veltman connection this time. Shayna finding that OI angle on the throw that she just missed earlier in the point, but locking that one in for an assist to Veltman there. Great stuff by the Glow. The D-lines are just cooking right now on the offense. Really excited to see that consistency and just they're locked in, you know. It's great. D-line 2 coming out here. A lot of, looks like Facet Carmen will be on the pull again. Eccles calling out the scheme. Eccles, quick highlight of him, great guy. Been around the Colorado scene for a few years now. Really strong player and coach. I know he's been super involved in coaching the youth levels as well. So really a legend out here in Colorado.
And for a good time, check out his Callahan video.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I've watched that in a while. So
you really should, Sandy.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Aragon with the disc, looking for Donahue.
Stockdale getting in there.
Stockdale again.
Foul's called.
Is that Stockdale's third block of the game?
I haven't been keeping track quite, but I've been very impressed by Stockdale's play so far in this game.
All right, let's look at that again.
Yeah, overruled. I think that's the right call there. Stockdale kind of had that outside edge.
Stockdale taken off. Facet Carmen doesn't see it. Lavoie. Jameson trying to cut that off. Mimak to Facet Carmen. Maxfield coming under. Facet Carmen flipping it up to Mimak. To Stockdale. Ooh, a miscommunication to Banis. Doyle taking off.
Nice job by Haley.
Aragon, who
right back
has
on
that.
There, Haley. Oh, nice.
Doyle comes down with it, but is not in the end zone. Does not need to tap it in the WUL, but does to be safe. And timeout called by Arizona. They want to score this one. All right, while we take this timeout, we want to highlight one of our near and dear community partners of the Alana Faith Chen Foundation. They celebrate and honor the journey of our local frisbee player who unfortunately died without access to the LGBTQ and mental health support her foundation now fights for. For more information and to donate, visit alanafaithchen.org. Also, as our chosen Pride community sponsor, our proceeds get donated to Alana Faith Chen for all of our Pride gear. So if you go to Breakmark, you look at our Pride gear, all those proceeds go to the Alana Faith Chen Foundation. So please check them out and the amazing work that they do to celebrate and to help people to have access to the services that they need. All right, we've got 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Arizona all out of timeouts. Alpenglow with one timeout left. Paige Applegate on the end zone line.
Yeah, we'll see if Alpenglow come out in any sort of junk here. Looks like Bristol is picking up onto a person. Shayna defending the one in the stack. Tough spot to defend right there. We'll see how Shayna plays this.
Yeah, we'll see how Sarah Pesh does on Paige Applegate. Yeah. This is a fun matchup.
Pesh has a mean mark.
Fort Collins to Fort Collins matchup right here. All right, let's see what we see from Melissa Dunn.
Oh, a nice little clear out for the 2 or 3 in the stack there to grab that one.
That was great. We're just going to pitch it to Sonny Harris. Wow.
Yeah, nice fill in by Harris there. Good job by the Sidewinders to punch that one in there.
Yeah, I think that's a great representation of actually seeing a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
Paige Applegate playing that quarterback role. Everybody clears out.
Like that play call, yeah.
Absolutely. And Brock realizes too late that that's what the play is for.
Yeah, it's tough when you're guarding that 2 or 3 in the stack, the secondary look, and you're not always ready right there, and it's good clear out play there. Helen on the pull. Helen is a longtime Sidewinder. I believe you mentioned earlier one of the founders of the Sidewinders. So really cool to see that Helen still just out here dealing. Former teammate of mine as well, so big shout out to Helen.
Yeah, I love Helen's story about talking about, how important it is to showcase, elite, women and non-binary athletes, and making sure that the world knows that the Arizona Sidewinders have incredible athletes. And we've seen that today. So the score does not show some of the amazing plays that we've seen from the Sidewinders. Got Heck with a break to Thorpe that just can't pick it up, so we've got a quick turn.
Heck's going to want that one back, but running over to the mark here. Love to see that quick right-on effort here on D.
Jameson to Thomas. To Heaton, who's just trying to run it down. That was great. There was no Alpenglow defender in sight, so that would have been a wide open possible score for the Sidewinders. Right, Nelson.
Sprinting free. Kawabata will look for it.
Kawabata to Ito, who is running right outside. Not in. Got to run back. Taps in again. Sees Levin on the other side. Wow.
Ito's got wheels.
That woman is 39 years old and just outran the entire field.
Who would have known? I wouldn't have known.
That was amazing. As we mentioned earlier at the halftime, Sarah Ito in the top 10 for career goals. You really see her put on the
afterburners.
Afterburners there, and then has to run back.
Yeah, had to run back. Good turn the page cut by Slev there to finish that one off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this O-line is just looking dangerous right now for the Glow. So excited to see them get into this later half, the second half of the season here with this good chemistry and flow going right now.
And they still have another timeout if they need it.
And they do.
Right, looks like we got Facet Carmen with the pull again. This game has just had so many points in it.
I know.
Even though Facet Carmen usually pulls, I think she's going to be sore today, too.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
This one stays in. All right, we're looking for Kay Powell to pick up to Applegate. Looking immediately to Stetmeyer. Stetmeyer to Dunn. Dunn is going to call that foul on Lavoie.
Like no contest from Bristol there. A pretty close play there, but Bristol maybe got the arm on Dunn's attempt there to catch that.
Yeah, it's good spirit again that we see. That was definitely a tough play for everybody.
The pre-check coming in.
Got Dunn looking around to Applegate, who tracks it down. Had Stetmeyer open on the far side. We've got Powell open here on the close side.
Shot goes
immediately shanks it to, we've got Goldstein and Maxfield. Wow. What an incredible box out. I was so excited to see Maxfield there. That was going to be a super fun matchup. You actually see Maxfield really struggle to get around Alex there.
Yeah, fantastic box out and seal by Goldstein there, just putting Maxfield on that back hip. Goldstein's been very impressive today. One of our player of the game, really been putting up for us here. Really been holding down for the Sidewinders.
Absolutely. As Maxfield, that's a frustrating play.
You're
right fast, there. You're right there, and you just can't get around that. That was an excellent play by Alex Goldstein.
22-10, 4 minutes, 42 seconds left in this game. We'll see what the Glow do on but you're just going to keep on rolling, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a little bit of cloud cover right now. I wonder if the temperature will come down a little bit. Luckily, we haven't seen anybody go out with cramping, so let's just hope that continues. We've got Aragon with the pull.
Good work.
Heck picking up, centering to Nelson. Levin in the middle of the field. We've got Rory picking up on the side. Winds up, goes around to Heck, who launches it to Kawabata. Spiegel on the run. Kawabata crossed field. Doyle goes up, can't get it to Levin.
Woo. A little close there at the end there from Rena, but she saw the look and executed, so nicely done. And Hecht with just a visionary IO backhand from center of the field to the left sideline. Just a nice shot to Kawabata, who's been just crushing it in the deep space, to be honest. So I'd love to see that like this. Yeah, this glow team, when they're cooking like this on these deep shots, it's just tough to defend.
Absolutely, you can see there how close Doyle was. You know, like that was on her back shoulder. She still went up on it and was close to it. That is so frustrating when you see it and you're close and you still don't have it. So incredible effort. And you saw Spiegel like running down Kawabata, like really incredible athletic point that just didn't go Sidewinders' way.
Alpenglow debating on who's going to pull this one. Shayna here is getting the duties.
I love Stockdale being like, I'm not going to pull this.
Yeah, I don't need this.
Yeah. Who's going to take this from me? We got Brock up again. All right, stays in bounds. Got
Bannis charging down. Love that effort from Bannis here. Still late in the game to cover that pull.
Applegate to Goldstein. Center to Donahue.
Nice little bump to Applegate. Haven't seen Applegate unleash the deep ball as much this game, but been picking us apart a little bit in the handler set. Nice little swim cut up line, push
Another
pass.
Push pass.
Good shot across the field from Applegate.
Very nice. Nice, like from Pisani to Stepmeyer. So smooth. Just really set up by that inside break.
Exactly. Applegate's got that IO flick on lock, so that really led to that score there for the Sidewinders.
Yeah, the Sidewinders, I'm really interested in the talk that they had in between third quarter and fourth quarter, right? Third quarter, they only scored 1 point. We've got 3.5 minutes left, and they've already scored 3. So, very different quarter for the Sidewinders than the third quarter.
Yeah, lots to play for here for the Sidewinders. Really just playing for pride here, playing for the joy of the game. So we'll see how they hope to see them finish off this last 36 strong here.
We've got Aragon on the pull. Incredible player, incredible mom. So excited to see Aragon back.
Yeah.
Floating, getting yards. Heck to pick up to Nelson, who sees Dixon around, who saves that.
Ooh, good cut
Levin
by
taken out. Kawabata coming under. Ito charging hard under. Thorpe easily coming under. Thorpe waving off Nelson. Hecker looking around. Ito coming back.
Good continuation.
Heck to Nelson around. Ooh. Wan trying.
Nice.
But O'Connell and Wan can't take down Kawabata coming under for that IO.
Something I'm very impressed by the Alpenglow O-line is how they're using their fakes to just dictate the movement of their cutters. They're almost like a wizard or witch from Harry Potter, holding the disc like a wand, really just waving it around to show, I didn't really like that cutter. Chop that cut down, and that's a good key thing to pick up on for younger players and players alike, to use those pump fakes to communicate information to your cutters. So really just excellent job by the Alpenglow to move that disc from the near sideline to the far sideline. I'm impressed. I've been really, this O-line has been showing a very strong mix of aggression and deep shots, but also just taking what's in front of them and not really forcing the issue. And they've been flowing all day. So really good stuff from the Alpenglow O-line.
Absolutely. We got Bassett Carmen again for the pull, again in bounds. Kay Powell to pick up, centering to Applegate. Looks like we started out in a vert stack and then broke open.
Nice D by Stockdale there on that open sideline.
Yeah, great work on Erickson to be patient there to Stettmeyer.
Shot
Stettmeyer
goes up.
unleashes it to Dunn, it looks like, and it just flows out of that back corner with Maxfield on hot pursuit.
Maxfield right there to contest. Yeah, just a little, got to get a little more IO edge on that shot, and it's right in there. But good look there by the Sidewinders. Mimak picking up 2:10 left in the quarter. We'll see how they play this here. Nice grab
Powell
by
in the
Robin.
middle there. Lavoie breaks free. Maxfield super free.
Andrews
Brings that down.
Stockdale wide open on the far side here.
Yeah, it looks like Sidewinders kind of
a whole little
holding deep. Nice.
Shot.
Andrews comes down with that shot from Facet Carmen. You got Lavoie wide
right in
open
the
again.
middle.
Is that 4 or 5 scores?
I
for
can't keep
Lavoie?
track. I can't count that high, so.
We're running out of fingers,
We're running
Sandy.
out of fingers. Little CC Tiger connection from Robin to Mary there to set up the goal to Bristol. Bristol's just been chugging to the end zone. It's pretty simple when you got wheels like Bristol. Just get your butt to the end zone, and that's how you work. Oh, cool.
All right, as we have a minute and a half, just over a minute and a half left in the game, we would like to invite everyone in the stands and on the stream, come on over to Brews Beers. Colorado Alpenglow would like to thank Brews Beers for hosting the post-game after party. Every drink, the Alpenglow get $1 back, so please come and join us after the game. We have one heck of a celebration in front of us. 25-11 up. Sandy, I do not know if this is going to set a record for most scores in a game.
Yeah, we got to get our statisticians on that one, because this is a lot of goals for the Alpenglow. 25 in a game. That's an offensive performance to remember right there.
So we got a minute and a half left. The Alpenglow are up 14. Harris is bringing it in to center. We've got Doyle open on the outside. Great throw, despite great defense. It goes up. We got Rory coming down with it to Brown. We've got a minute 16 left. Are they going to hold it? Or are they going to go ahead and score? It doesn't look like they're holding it, especially when Macy is wide open.
Too easy for the Glow there.
I mean, are you going to just ignore someone wide open in the end zone to take up time? What are you going to do there?
No, you got to feed them if they're there. Yeah, this game is doing wonders for the Alpenglow point diff today. So nice flow up to the Alpenglow from up the open sideline there. Sidewinders, struggling to pick up here a little bit running. So.
I think what I love here is we've seen a lot from our rookies.
I know, yeah. Big contributions from literally the whole roster today. Everyone's eating when you got 26 goals. So
we've seen goals from almost everyone.
Yeah.
But super fun to see both Smith and Lang get goals today.
Yeah, love seeing the rookies show out here and really step up for this team. Robin on the pull again here.
She's going to be
at
sore.
least 12 to 13 pulls. We'll get an accurate count on there for the fans.
If only pulls counted for yardage, you know?
Oh, yeah.
All right, another great pull from Rob. That one actually going even further. Great work. All right, O'Connell pick up to Chang. Back to O'Connell. All right, looks like we've got some brackety things going on here from the Alpenglow. Eifert back to O'Connell.
O'Connell shooting.
Unleashing. We've got Dunn all alone. It's tailing,
nice
and
grab.
Dunn comes down with that anyway. Abby Thorpe, great spirit. Motioning that it is definitely inbounds. I mean, when that disc trails away like that, it is very hard to defend.
Exactly, yeah. Just enough of that, just keeping that just flat enough there to stay in, but good spot by O'Connell there, putting it where her receiver can go get it.
Yeah, absolutely. You see it. Thorpe is right there. That was a tough grab, tailing away. We have 39 seconds left, Sandy.
Yeah. We'll see how the Alpenglow play this. Just want to, if we were in the NBA up up 10 or up 14 like this with this little time to go, you might dribble out the clock. But hey, a lot to work on still for the Glow here. Their O-line's been just cooking all day, so we'll see what type of stuff they run here.
Looks like we have Cynthia Thomas on the pole here for what might be the last point of this game.
I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah. You'd be out of breath.
See how aggressive the Glow want to be here. Looks like Stockdale slotting in 2 for the O-line here.
I've got Heck picking up to Nelson, who is pulling far back, indicating that maybe they are going to go for taking up the time. Nelson runs onto it. Around to Thorpe. We've got Ito all by themselves.
Good switch by the Sidewinders there.
It was a great heads-up D from Petty there. Coming back from... I've got Petty back under. Back to Spiegel. All right, time is out. So the Sidewinders will either score another point or there will be a turnover, but either way, this is a Colorado win.
Shot goes up.
Takes up. Thomas is in pursuit. You have Kawabata.
Boom. Kawabata says no to shut this game down. Closing off the game with the D. Kawabata all smiles here, hugging her teammates as they storm the field. Great dub by the Alpenglow, 26-12. Team's firing on all cylinders right now, Betsy. I'll say it. Championship favorites, tough to say. Tough to say this early. But, yeah, really exciting game. Thanks for doing this. It was really fun.
Absolutely. So we've got Alpenglow 3-0. We've got Sidewinders 0-3, perhaps one of the highest scoring games in WUL history. When we are looking back at all the highlights that we saw, and we are so excited. There have been so many amazing plays, but we are looking at Alicia Dixon for that play of the game. Thank you, Discraft, for sponsoring this huge freaking layout from Alicia Dixon. The disc was not within her reaching distance when she went up, and it went up anyway, and Dixon came down with the disc. Alicia Dixon, Discraft, play of the game of a game that was full of highlights, Sandy.
True. Yeah, that was a lit play. Alicia's just an absolute unit out there. One of my favorite players to watch and play with and throughout the scene in Colorado. But yeah, super exciting stuff. Happy for our Glow. We'll catch you in 2 weeks, I believe, for the next game. But yeah.
Absolutely. Our next home game is in 2 weeks on the 26th, which will be a doubleheader with the Colorado Summit. Sandy Brown, are you going to be there?
I will be there. Yeah, exciting stuff. Doubleheader at the Pinnacle Complex. I think both teams are playing Oregon, I believe. In Corbin, if I'm wrong, but that's the Glow. Yeah, we're out of here, so that's all we got today.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Betsy Bashan for Emily Brixey.
Sandy Brown for Emily Harrell.
Not related. Have a great day.
Just west of Pecos, not too far from here, and also not really any excuses. If you don't come over for a cold beer and some Alpenglow celebrate. See you soon, everybody.